Suave on the track.
Whatever it takes. Alleyway.
Coco, this your season right now.
They won't see me. They won't let me hear. I gotta sleep with one eye open, trippin' making me nervous. I take a piss, my hand on the strap. I know the odds wanna murder. I got a feeling, keep my stomach paranoid. I won't let them they won't see me. I gotta sleep with one eye open, trippin' making me nervous. I take a piss, my hand on the strap. I know the odds wanna murder. I got a feeling, keep my stomach paranoid. I can't let them they won't see me. I put attention, all of my blood, all of my veins. They started with Perky, now that hair right numb his veins. You started with serving, now them drugs drove you insane. Started with dealing, I grew up with killers, they taught me the game. I got some niggas that die behind, and that shit won't never the same. I know some niggas that lie behind, and that bullet had his name. Ain't no reason to cry about, cause that shit won't never change. MTF the 4th and P, my niggas can't get out the game. I gotta sleep with one eye open, trippin' making me nervous. I take a piss, my hand on the stern. I know the odds wanna murder. I got a feeling, keep my stomach paranoid. I won't let them they won't see me. I gotta sleep with one eye open, trippin' making me nervous. I take a piss, my hand on the stern. I know the odds wanna murder. I got a feeling, keep my stomach paranoid. I can't let them they won't see me.
Lost, see, I glossed to we shit ain't been the same. Heard the ops talking to the feds, giving names. Who gon' feed my family if they take me out the game? Keep one in the head and one eye open, that ain't change. I'm quick to catch a body. When I shoot, he shoot, I know bro shooting right beside me. Them hollow tips go through the wall and then they hit his body.
He didn't. He didn't. See my license been in motion, I'm a little windy. I'm not giving up yet. If you with me, time to place up your bets. Ain't no turning back, got niggas who ran. When we caught his ass, got caught in that jam. Yeah, you know who I am. Yeah, you know who I am. I can feel it coming. I can feel it coming. It's that feeling in your stomach, you can feel it coming. It's that feeling in your stomach, you can feel it coming. Yeah, you can feel it coming.
Fake love, snake you in your face, love. That snake you in your face, love. I told my brothers we gon' make it, that's how God wrote it. And the snake gon' show his face, cause that's how God wrote it.
Too much fake love, that snake you in your face, love. Your face, love. That snake you in your face, love. I told my brothers we gon' make it, that's how God wrote it. And the snake gon' show his face, cause that's how God wrote it. Too much fake love, that snake you in your face, love. Your face, love. That snake you in your face, love. I told my brothers we gon' make it, that's how God wrote it. And the snake gon' show his face, cause that's how God wrote it. He didn't. See my license been in motion, I'm a little windy. I'm not giving up yet. If you with me, time to place it.
My situation for what it was. You know, I didn't look at my life like it was a movie. I had to look at all the moving parts. So only way I can really understand what it was. You know, they say love make you blind. Yeah. I'm introverted. I don't talk to niggas cause I'm constantly serving. I got a trap on top of my bag, I got a murder. Head goes on the block, the streets wanna murder. This shit come with burdens. The streets wanna murder. Streets wanna murder. I told you that this thing of ours, it come with burdens. This shit come with burdens. This shit come with burdens. This shit come with burdens. Paint the city red. All the shit I seen replaying in my head. Heard the streets talking, so we called them boys instead. Black wanna murder and they caught wind of the feds. And I pray they wouldn't. But it was right, but really, niggas were crooked.
Tap in, Aborigines. Tap in, tap in. All Aborigines tap in.
I know the streets listen when I talk. I can't abuse it. I can't abuse it. I can't abuse it. Oh no, I can't abuse it. I don't talk to niggas cause I'm constantly serving. I got a trap on top of my bag, I got a murder. Head goes on the block, the streets wanna murder. This shit come with burden. I'm introverted. I don't talk
lot of niggas, cause I'm constantly serving. I got the trap on top of my bag, I got a murder. Hate goes on the back, the streets wanna murder. This shit come with burdens, the streets wanna murder. Streets wanna murder. I told you that this thing of ours, it come with burdens. This shit come with burdens, this shit come with burdens. If you're baby, you know why I get it.
So dope, my eyes low. When you move like God, the time slow. I came back for the blacks and John Doe's. Crack open them land patents, let go of them townhomes. What's a native to a native? He $5 dough if he not melanated. Pale faces got you waiting on a savior. Sending prayers up, he texting back on vacation. God's children, give all your praise to Jesus, but how God feeling? He say put no one before him in divine image. It's you with God and Christians. I got a vision, but niggas ain't gotta listen, so they don't. We came from the soil, wasn't fucking with no boats. Bible took our spirit, English potted on our homes. Tribal families turned on us, don't act like y'all don't know. But fuck them and they grudges. We was something turned to nothing. And now we let this turn to something. Reincarnation of ancients, fresh up out the oven. This the message to the black man. 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 Shooters on my roof, lawyers in the coop. We can never die, bitch, we bulletproof. This the message to the black man. This the message to the black man. Say you wasn't slaves, you was prisoners of war. You stop wasting your time, these other bitches ain't important. You ain't meditating, you ain't mating with the sauce. Like what the fuck's a noodle if you ain't painted with the sauce? I find it hard to trust the pastor who rather side with the master, who preaching we should submit while getting murdered and captured. About how we should wait on God, it's never our vernacular. They get
Suave on the track.
Whatever it takes. The alleyway.
Coco, this your season right now.
They won't see me. They won't let me yeah. I gotta sleep with one eye open, tripping, making me nervous. I take a piss, my hand on the strap. I know the eyes wanna murder. I got a feeling, deep my stomach, paranoid, yeah. I won't let them, yeah. They won't see me, yeah. I gotta sleep with one eye open, tripping, making me nervous. I take a piss, my hand on the strap. I know the eyes wanna murder. I got a feeling, deep my stomach, paranoid, yeah. I can't let them, yeah. They won't see me, yeah. I put attention, all of my blood, all of my veins. They started with perky, now that hair right up his veins. You started with serving, now them drugs drove you insane. Started with dealing, I grew up with killers, they taught me the game. I got some niggas that die behind, and that shit won't never the same. I know some niggas that lie behind, and that bullet had his name. Ain't no reason to cry about, cause that shit won't never change. MTF the 4th and P, my niggas can't get out the game. I gotta sleep with one eye open, tripping, making me nervous. I take a piss, my hand on the strap. I know the eyes wanna murder. I got a feeling, deep my stomach, paranoid, yeah. I won't let them, yeah. They won't see me, yeah. I gotta sleep with one eye open, tripping, making me nervous. I take a piss, my hand on the strap. I know the eyes wanna murder. I got a feeling, deep my stomach, paranoid, yeah. I can't let them, yeah. They won't see me, yeah.
Lost, see, I glossed to we shit ain't been the same. Heard the ops talking to the
Suave on the track.
Whatever it takes. The alleyway.
Coco, this your season right now.
They won't see me. They won't let me, yeah. I gotta sleep with one eye open, tripping, making me nervous. I take a piss, my hand on the strap. I know the eyes.
Peace. My bad. I'm fucking around with the goddamn intro and hit it too many times on loop. Man, peace and blessings to everybody in the chat, man. I see what's going on in the community. Peace and blessings. It's all good. Hopefully everybody's having a great grand rising, enjoying the Monday. You know what I'm saying? You don't know how slow Mondays can be. Shout out to everybody in the building. So yeah, man, make sure y'all hit that like button as y'all come in the building. Thumb up the video, support the channel. Very important for you guys to share the live stream as you come on in here. Um, I just want to continue the ongoing conversation that we already having in hand, the Aboriginal, Black, Indian conversation. So I'm gonna go ahead and put the link in the chat early tonight. As I build, y'all can come on in as you feel. You know what I'm saying? So, man, how y'all feeling out there, man? I want to shout out to everybody in the building that's already tuning in, man. We already going to jump straight into it, man. So, shout out to everybody in the building. If you listening to my voice, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe button, and share the live stream, man. Share the live stream. Very important for you guys to share that live stream and to support the channel, man. We appreciate everybody for tapping in, too, by the way. So yeah, man, if you ain't subscribed to my new channel, man, we've been over there rocking over there at the new spot, man. We've been at the new spot renovating it, man. If you ain't subscribed to BAP News, all capital letters, excuse me, that's BAP News, all capital letters. Make sure y'all go check out BAP News, man. That's where we've been at, man. But we gonna be back over here with some prime time information. We just warming up the frequency back over here again. I got some exclusive bills I'm gonna be bringing over here, exclusive content that we're gonna be bringing for the brothers and sisters on the informational tip. We're gonna be diving deep into the science and culture of the Aboriginal, so-called Indian, and so-called Negro. Man, we're gonna be diving in deep onto a lot of their history. Yeah, man. Shout out to everybody in the building, man. I'm only gonna be live for a little bit, Sister Betty. My bad. I didn't even know you was going live neither. I didn't see nobody was live. I didn't even know who was live. I need to pay more attention. I haven't been on. I wasn't listening to Ab TV. They had a great conversation going on earlier. A lot of emotion in it, which it happens. You know what I'm saying? But a good conversation, definitely, though. You know what I'm saying? That needs to be had. And I feel like, man, we got to stop getting hype and being emotionally and angry when people don't agree or have a difference or attacks a point of view from a skeptic's point of view. You see what I'm saying? Good looking, Sister Beth. You already know. I'll rock with you. Let's put the link in the chat, man. So yeah, man, what's up with this Indian going at Aboriginals and Indians going at Black people conversation? What's going on with that, man? We just want to kind of click in and see what the hell's going on with that conversation. You know what I mean? I feel like it's needed. I feel like it's valid. I feel like it's warranted. I feel like we can definitely have a discord in a disagreement without being emotional. We got to learn how to respectfully. I'm saying that respectfully. You know what I'm saying? Cause I rocks with y'all, man. And a lot of y'all point of views, I agree with. A lot of y'all work y'all put in, I love it. You know what I'm saying? So listen, man, let's just keep it on that tip. Information. Where my channel was information. I'm not with that shit, man. I'm not with the niggeroni. Oh, we got some good brothers and sisters in here today. We got Root Words and we got my sister Betty Chief Morning Thunder in the building. Shout out to both of you great
Hey,
Aboriginals.
hey, Ab, I'm not gonna be long, but this is a great conversation to have about the Indians, the Aboriginals, and the Moors. And the problem that I see is as far as the blacks, I think it's touchy to all of us because so many of us Aboriginals slash Indians are trying to fight the fact that we're not black people. And I think that has a lot to do with it. I don't have I don't think we don't have anything to do with our people that are saying that they're just black. But the problem is because we're fighting so hard as the first people of this land to get the world to understand that we are the first people here. And the fact that we are against the fact that we're blacks. And, it's touchy. We don't want to be identified as black because of the definitions or how black is defined. Now, I love our people. I do. I really do. But it's because we're fighting to get that um, misnomer name off of our backs as a people. Because when you're saying black, no one sees that you're the original and first people of this land. In fact, it's all negative. Now, um, as far as Moors, I think
Can I play
I,
that? Can I play devil's advocate against that just a little bit, Sister Betty? And you had and
yeah.
that's a great answer. I actually agree with what you say, actually. But just to play
Mhm.
devil's advocate, right? From a point of view, um, you as a woke non-black person that don't identify as black and now identify as Indian or Aboriginal or whatever term that you proceed to use when you out doing your jobs, who are your main focus in trying to wake up?
Are people that identify as black and African American.
Right. So we have to understand to meet them at a certain point. So it's going to be times where words is going to be used. You see what I'm saying? So
Yes.
I don't want to cut you right there. Hold on just a sec. I got to answer a call. Well, go ahead and continue to build real quick, Sister Betty.
Okay. No, but I get totally what Ab Power is saying. We do have to meet them where they are. But, you know, and I truly get that. But the ones that do understand that we are the first people of this landmass, but still much rather identify themselves as black. That's the part that really gets me. I mean, to me, it's an honor and privilege when you finally receive the confirmation and have the proof that you're the first people of this land. So if you have that, why not identify as the first people of this land? And when you do that, when you identify as the first people of this land, all the treaties and everything apply to you. Whereas if you're saying that you're black, they don't apply to you in law. So when you go to court, they're unlikely to rule things in your favor because of just who you're identifying yourself as being black. Now, when it comes to the Moors, I don't have anything against the Moors. The only thing I think that the Moors should do is just be more clear on who they are. Like if you're saying you're a Moor, okay, yeah, we know you're a Moor, but I think they need to be more clear that they're the Aboriginals, Indians of North America, because so many people get confused with Moors when they say when they bring out the fact that they have something to do with Morocco. That's the only problem I have with Moors. Be more clear on who you are, because it makes the people think that you're part of Morocco. And I just think that Moors need to be clear with that. We know Moors are people, and we know that they didn't come from Morocco, at least the ones that look like us. So I think that's what confuses people too.
Right, and just to play devil's advocate against that, right? Because this is just for the conversation. I believe it's going to be good for the peoples. When you say you're Indian, right? It's a
Hmm.
certain look that people perceives, and it's a certain illustration that's put out in the media, it's put out in cinema, and it's put out in these reservations that's paraded around in these powwows. When you think of Indian and they don't match me, your brother, your sister, or the so-called quote unquote black or Negroes, because these same people wouldn't be classified as Negroes.
Facts. And then you have to look at the people who did that. Foreigners did that. They put those fake faces of the the identity of what America is trying to identify as the Indian, which is fake. And foreigners did that. But that's always been their war with us,
So
stealing our
do you see what I'm
identity.
saying? Like when you think of Morocco, even though we know that the real Indians don't look like that, that's what's preceded. Just like we know that Moors might not all be from Morocco. You see what I'm saying?
Right, right.
Just like we all know that we physically, literally ain't black. Do
Facts.
you see now we're wrapped in a construct. And when we understand that a lot of these words was implemented as a construct to control our people at different time periods,
Mm-hmm. Yep.
all of them was placed on our people at different time frames, all to
Facts.
use this as a social construct. So what we got to learn to do is be easy on the landing,
Facts.
because all of the terms that we have gotten that we use socially to identify, excuse me, come from foreigners.
Facts.
We don't have a term that our ancestors used in historical text at that time, that if contact, before contact, that we use today to identify ourselves as.
Facts.
So
Yep.
I can't argue. See, and I feel like people, this is my opinion, and I love everybody's understanding on terms that they use. I just feel like if we use one term, you can't argue with someone that uses another term, because they're all put and implemented on you by a foreign concept as for a construct. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yep. I understand exactly what you're saying. And
So
it's
and we have to just be a little mindful. We have to be a little understanding that we're all using our particular terms that we feel that is justifiable. But it doesn't negate the fact that they all come from foreigners. They don't stem from our ancestors. So we can't pick and choose which ones that you're going to use and which ones you're going to combat, because they're all in the same boat and literally on the same page.
true. That's true. That's true. But how do we get each other to agree to one common identity?
Well, you may not get everybody to agree to one common identity, but what we can do is understand that we're all the same people. You understand me? We can look at it as like, yeah, we're like I'm a person, right? I'm an Aboriginal, right? And I'm an
Mhm.
American, right?
Mhm.
But you're Aboriginal and you're indigenous and you're American, but you're Betty. I'm at power.
Right.
You see how that works? Like I can
Yeah.
be me and you can be you. We can be the same people lineage, you know what I'm saying? On the
Right.
continent and culture, and still be able to work with cohesiveness.
Facts. Facts. I agree. I agree.
And it seemed
So
like
this is
my fault.
Go ahead, brother. Go ahead. Go ahead. We got a couple of people on. We got Tyron and we got Root Words. Go ahead, brother. Root Words. You got a question?
No, it seemed like when we look up the definition of America, it specifically says two words: Aboriginal and Indigenous. It don't say black. No, no, it don't say black. So I understand why the word Aboriginal and Indigenous are there. It don't say Indian neither. So like so I'm not trying to be divisive. I'm just trying to say an Indian don't got the right to say nothing about a black, because y'all don't get no special privileges, and it's a social construct that was put on us by the so-called colonists, and it don't. I mean, just it comes from the 13th and 14th and 15th Amendment. And when you say you're not like messing with black people are aboriginal to America, so it's a division. But I digress.
All right, I can understand that. And let's look at it from retrospect. Let me play devil's advocate to that, Root Words. which I actually
Your
yeah,
mic went out. Your
I
mic
can
went
play
out,
I can
Ab.
play. Oh, okay, yeah, I did. My bad. I don't know what the hell going on. I'm on this damn tablet. My computer in the shop. It'll be out hopefully next week, you guys. Uh, I can play devil's advocate to that root words. Listen, there's so-called blacks that you even says Negroes, if you will, so-called blacks, so-called Negroes that said that they're Indian. Oftentimes, maybe even this Negro grandmama of mine was a full-blooded so-called Indian. So in retrospect, you still have this connection between black Indian as a construct, social construct that has been added or what we call inserted onto us. You see what I'm saying?
It's like when I run up on a black person, I say, "Hey, man, you one of them black Africa? You from the slave descendants, or you got Indian in you?" Most of them now that y'all been out here with this information, all of us, however it go, they say, "Well, let me think on this. Let me use my brain. I got some Indian in me." So you know what I'm saying? Like just to say you going against Aboriginal people of America, which is the blacks, I don't think they got the right to divide us like that, though. But I digress, man.
Yeah, I don't. And like I know a lot of these brothers and sisters may be using, like I said, they fight in these terms, and like I said, we can all argue against it with our own rightful information, standing on shit. You see what I'm saying? But I'm willing to throw away all these titles because I know where they come from. Now, certain ones illustrate and has definition behind it that describes who we are. Now, if we look at one definition and we look at another definition, which one best describes us? We can put out all these
Aboriginals.
terms. Let's put out the term Indian. Let's put out the term Aboriginal. Let's put out the term Moor. Let's put out the term Black, and let's look at the definitions and see if they just describe who we are. Then we can look at them on
Aboriginal.
a social. Then we
Aboriginal.
can look at it. Right,
Aboriginal.
Aboriginal. And then when we put them on a social construct, right, of word of mouth, which is social, right, which one's best describes us?
Indian.
Black.
Indian.
Black. I would say
Indian too,
black.
though. I gotta
Black
give
is
her
not a
that.
skin color.
Can I just
But
say
then
30
again,
seconds? Let me just get 30 seconds.
I would say,
I gotta say
but then
it's
again,
That's a
generational.
status.
It's generational.
well, what I'm saying, what I mean by social construct is like what I mean by like word of mouth and what's the general consensus, right? You see what I'm saying? So that's social construct. What's been paraded around. So when we say Indian, there's a certain look that's going to go and that's going to pop up when you type in American Indian right now. If you type in American Indian, there's going to be a look right now. And I can do it right now. We can show it. You will have to put in certain names and additives to prove your point. If I type in American Indian, it's not going to be the people that we look like today, that were me and you. So in a social construct, there's certain words that's best describe us. And in a literal sense of definition, there's words that best describe us. And that's where a lot of the confusion is really stimulated from.
So, according to the etymology of Indian, adjective and noun, it says inhabitant of India, pertaining to India at 1300. Uh, Noun and adjective from late Latin Indianus, from India, see India, applied to the Aboriginal native inhabitants of America from at least 1553.
Applied to who? Who was it applied to?
American Aboriginals, native inhabitants of America
So
from
that's the word that we can stand on, though.
1553.
That's the word we can stand on. That's the word we can stand on.
As a
Aboriginal. Fuck black
noun,
and
hold on,
Indian.
I'm not finished. Stop interrupting. As a noun, 1610 as an adjective, reflecting Spanish and Portuguese usage on the mistaken notion that America was Eastern into Asia. It was also used occasional in the 18th century and 19th century of inhabitants of the Philippines. Those are Negritos, right? And indigenous people of Australia, the Australian Aborigines, aka the black fellas, and the New Zealand Maori, the Kanaka Maoris. Those are people classified as black and Indian and Negro. Now I'm gonna
You
go
just
to
Hey,
this
said that you
other
don't
Tyrone,
like black
Tyrone,
definition.
though.
Wait a
You
minute,
just said
because y'all
that
Tyrone,
keep
you
hold on.
hate the
conflating.
word black. You, Sister Bethy, and everybody that's on these channels that claim Indian hate.
Hold
Wait
on.
a
I
minute,
want to keep
because
it
I'm
one
not
at a time.
finished. I'm not finished.
Hold on. Hold on. I want to ask you a question. We're gonna build. Calm down, brother. You ain't gotta come. We good. We building. I'm gonna play devil's advocate to what you're saying, right? I'm not even disagreeing what you're saying. That you're actually quoting exactly what I'm saying in a in a literal definition. Aboriginal is what's best describes us. Even in your definition is defining us as Aboriginal. You see what I'm saying? But I said but in a social construct, the word Indian doesn't really have that same effect, is what I'm saying. Because in the general capacity, and when you type in Indian, when you think of Indian, there's a certain demographic of people that pop up. When you go to an Indian reservation, when you see it on movies, when you see it illustrated anywhere, it's a certain demographic that pops up.
But I have to argue that notion because look at the example, Little Black Sambo. You can look over time, they whitened him to look like a
You see
Mongol,
what
right? Have you ever heard of the
you see what you
restaurant
just added.
Sambo's?
You see what you just did? You just added in another adjective. You didn't say the American little black Sambo is a construct, brother. It's a
That's
social
constantly
construct.
talking about American indigenous people, right? Because it tells you it's all the same definition. It's just
But
interchangeable.
We
can I
talking about the
intervene?
normal
It does
concept.
not have Indian in there though. Aboriginal
It
power. It does
does.
not have
It does
Indian or
because
black.
Little
I
It
Black
has
Sambo don't take
Aboriginal,
okay.
place in
and it
Africa. It
has.
Like
takes place in Hindustan.
when somebody say, yeah, bro, Asian, we don't think of black negritos. We don't think of no black Asians. When we think of Asians, we think of Jackie Chan. We think of
But
Jet Li,
Mongoloids
Bruce
ain't the
Lee. We gotta
original
stop the
Asian.
games, man.
But don't our people also refer to themselves as Asiatic black men too?
No, we don't.
No,
Some
no.
Yeah,
people
I'm
do
talking about
though.
the
I would
the
like to
Pan
intervene.
Aboriginals that
Africans and shit do.
identify. Wait a
Pan
minute.
Africans,
Wait a minute.
Pan
I'm
Africans
talking
think
about
like that.
like the Aboriginal Americans that ideological think that they are from Asia that
I
subscribe
mean,
to the
the only people that use the term Asiatic black man was coming from like the NOY, the
yes,
Muslim point of view. A lot of the Moors brought that concept in. But you're
but
right
those
though.
are
Like I said, Tyron,
Asiatic. No, those are
on a
Aboriginal
literal
Americans, though, right?
definition. Hold on a literal definition, Tyron. You're right, but socially it doesn't apply, and that's why we gotta stop. That's why we gotta stop arguing because it's some confusion. All of it is linked. All of it got to be changed in ordinance to best suit our people. You see what I'm saying?
So, so this is
Oh,
what
can I
the
intervene?
etymology of the N word is saying, because we all know this was also applied to the indigenous Americans prior to Africans being brought through here. So the etymology, and also I'm going to use like the old Oxford dictionary. It's saying that in the 1786, earlier, the N word was used in 1568, Scottish and Northern England dialect, from French negre, from Spanish negro, see negro. From the earliest usage, it was used as a term that carries with it all the obloquy and contempt and rejection which whites have inflicted on so-called blacks. Cited in Growers in 1965, probably Harold R. Isaacs, but as black inferiority was at one time a near universal assumption in English speaking lands. The
Hey
word
Tyrone, can
in
you
some
find any black?
cases,
Can you find any blacks or any Asiatic black man in Asia, my brother?
there's no such thing as blacks. That's just a
They are blacks in
status.
America, sir. We've been in
Nigga,
America.
there's no such, stop
You
interrupting
can't
me.
even really argue, huh?
Hey,
There's no
Ab, we
such
gotta.
thing
Can
as
we
Okay.
get
people with
somebody else?
black
Like after he
skin.
get done, can I talk for a second? Because they're going against black. You see what they're doing,
Rude
man?
word. There's
And
no
won't let
such
us have a
thing as
respectful
somebody with black
conversation, bro.
skin.
Who
Just
is
tell me when
there?
you're done, bro.
I haven't No.
See what I'm saying? They're going to keep jumping on this Indian stuff, and they
No, no,
don't want to
no.
have a fair
But you
conversation,
just
man.
finished reading
No, no, no.
Nah,
CSBA
just okay.
I'm
I got
nonsense.
it
muting
to
my
you, bro.
mic.
That's not fair
I'm
what y'all
muting my
doing, you
mic.
Indians.
It is
Wait,
fair
I'm
I
because
want
it's
to
muting my
get. I
nothing.
want
damn
to
It's
talk
mic.
for a second.
nothingness.
After he's done. After he's done, I'm talking. Unless after Power tell me I'm
I'm
not.
muting my mic.
Okay, so where I last left off, it was talking about Harold R. Isaacs, but as black, inferiority was at one time near universal assumption in English-speaking lands. The word in some cases could be used without deliberate insult. More sympathetic writers in the late 18th century and early 19th century seem to have used black as a noun, and after the American Civil War, colored person, you're a fool nigger, and the worst day's work Pa ever did was to buy you, said Scarlett slowly. There she thought I've said nigger, and mother wouldn't like that at all. Margaret Mitchell, Gone with the Wind, 1936. Also applied by English settlers to dark-skinned native peoples in Hindustan, aka India, Australia, and Polynesia. So, and also, if we go to the old Oxford definition of nigger, it also includes that it was used prior Africans, because you got terms like Negro to Terra. You also have terms like prairie nigger and stuff like that. So, how are you going to conflate yourself as being someone having black skin and there's no such thing as a person with black as a complexion?
Can I
Everybody,
talk?
every human is on the color spectrum of pink and brown. There's no such thing as somebody with red skin. Literally, the color red is usually it's a brown complexion.
Are you going to pass the mic?
Yes,
Go
I'm
ahead,
going
Ru.
to pass the night,
You got
mic,
the.
but you keep
Hold on.
rudely interrupted. I
Hold
didn't
on.
say I land my.
Hold on, y'all. Hold on. Go ahead, Ru. You got the flow. Then we'll let Sister Betty or Superman get it in. Go ahead,
When I
y'all.
look up the word America,
Respectfully.
it says a person, an Aboriginal or Indigenous. Now, when I look up the etymology of the word India, it means a person from India. When I etymology the word moor, it means a person from Africa. When I etymology the word black, it is designated to the Aboriginal people of America. Now, can any of you $5 Indians rebut that simple statement? I don't, hold on, I'm not done. I need 10 seconds to ask y'all a simple question.
So
Black
where did you
is
get that source
designated to
from?
a people that are Aboriginal to America. Can
Hey,
any of you Indians rebut that?
what's crazy about that is you can listen to that within conversations. You can find blacks from Costa Rica, or not blacks. You can find melanated, dark-skinned Negroes from Costa Rica, the islands, Africa, and they all refer to the American as blacks. The world refers to you as blacks. I'm not saying that that's correct. I'm not saying that we are black. I'm saying we're not none of these terms. That's what I'm saying. So I hope y'all understand that. I'm not
I'm
saying we're
saying you're
none of these
wrong.
terms, but all
I'm
these
saying
terms are
you're
applied
wrong.
to
I'm
us.
saying when I look at definitions, we are Aboriginal to America and indigenous to Pacific locations. That's the definition of America. No disrespect to you,
Fact.
Aboriginal. That's you can't get out of it.
That's
And
true.
black
I
people
mean,
are
No,
Aboriginal to America. I digress.
okay. No disrespect to nobody on the panel and nobody in the chat room, but this is how I'm gonna land my plane. All the etymology shit and dictionary shit from the old days gotta really go. Right now, I at Power, when you say things from a social perspective, that goes hand in hand with political. Everything that was done
absolutely.
to the first people here
What's
in
fraud?
North America was done in a political manner. Okay.
Facts.
From renaming us, that was all political stunts done to us as a people. Now, what do we have that will sustain our correct identity here in North America? We have records. So I go by the shit that they used, tried to
Oh,
use
but
against us, but that you can't
that's
change.
facts.
Number one,
Hey,
you
can
can't
I play
change the
devil's
war.
advocate against that?
Um, you, huh?
My bad. I'm sorry, Sister Betty. Go ahead. I
Um,
apologize.
like I said, the political shit that they did towards us, you can't change. And the way I go to combat them is use the records and information that they have on us. Number one, you can't change war records. You can't change them. Number two, you can't change the voting districts, which were former Indian territories. Each voting district across the states explains who the people were in those districts here in North America. And it lends to our ancestors. So
Hey, let
I
me play
go for
devil's
shit that
advocate.
kill
Let
it.
me play. I agree with you. I agree with you because I pulled up the Tennessee census of 1790, then looked at them in 1810 and showed y'all the difference on the graphs. I showed y'all those. Now, I want to play devil's advocate against this just because of the conversation, Sister Betty. Shout out to you. And you that's some heat right there. So when we look at certain things from a certain political level, right? Even then, they're constructing words. We can't say put the books away in old books and expect to use their old records. Because these are the same people that's obviously, if we can look at it, that's illustrating the records, that's illustrating these books. And we know that they did forgery with the records based off of the 1790 census. I'm going to explain. In the records of Tennessee, you can pull it up right now, 1790s, federal census. The whole state is marked as Indian territory. Now, this is a construct, a political construct that is put on our people as well, Indian. Within 10, 20 years in 1810, you see the whole state of Tennessee, well, half of the state is no longer Indian. The Indians didn't leave the state. They was changed on paper. You see what I'm saying? So we know it's forgery, and we know that it's fraudulent things done with even the records, the census records, potentially the voting records too. The war records is constructed by one who's illustrating and running the banking, the system. That's the reason we even got to go back and find our lineage and our culture to talk about it is because the people who's writing the story and writing these records are not telling it. It's halfway. You got to put this together. You see what I'm saying? That's just as a devil's advocate point of view.
So I want Root Word to pull up the SF-181 form and read the definitions under Black and African American and American Indian and white. I want him to read.
I already
that.
got it up because I'm looking at it. I already got it up because I'm
What
looking
does
at
it
it.
say?
Read that,
What
but
does
just
it say
Okay,
remember
but I
about
who
need to
wrote
read it
that.
real
definition?
quick. Can I please read it real quick?
Hold
It
on,
says
one at a
under
time,
race.
y'all. Please, listen. Hold on. One at a time, please. I want this to be, because this is a good conversation. That's why I'm playing devil's advocate, to show y'all how the conversation needs to be carried on, so people in the chat can understand it. It's a lot of other people in the chat that might not have the same understanding, and we all don't have the same understanding on this and perspective to this point. So I want everybody understanding and perspective to get out clear without being interrupted. If you ask the question, please, if you ask the question, immediately mute yourself and allow that person to answer, because they're going to be ready to answer it immediately. Okay? Peace and blessings to everybody that's in the chat. Peace and blessings to everybody that's on the panel. We got a new sister that's up here. We got April Dawn that's up here. So we're going to get her in just a second as well. So, yeah, let's get it in, man. Go ahead, y'all.
All
Go
right, when
ahead,
they say
whoever.
look at a form, I
Now
already
read
got it up.
American Indian and Alaska
He just
Native.
asked me a question to look at a form, and I'm looking at it.
Hold
So
on,
can I answer the
Ruth. Let
question,
me
please?
allow him to ask that question one more time for the people.
So if Black means Aboriginal, what does the
Ask your question,
SF-181
Tyron.
form say? Because he sit up here and say that you need to hold on to the word Black, when I'm telling you right now that shit does not help you. It means nothing.
Hey,
Nothing.
do
It
me a
means
favor,
dead.
Tyron, do me a favor. Ask your question direct. please. So we just
My
so there's no confusion.
question is to root word. Why do you believe that black means original when they telling you it don't mean that? It means that you're an invasive species, foreign national.
Can you
That's
please
not
ask me a
All right,
tying
question?
you to
all
any
right, hold on.
nationality. There's no
I'm about to
black
allow root
land,
words.
nothing.
I'm about to allow root words to ask that. Try to keep y'all questions confined so they can answer. If y'all got multiple questions, try to separate them instead of compact them all into one formulated question. And that's how we're gonna be able to get this conversation and chop this thing up. We gotta break this thing down precisely. This is
I
a
want him to read that SF
dissection.
181.
He about to answer it now. Go ahead. Go ahead, Root.
Okay. When you're looking at this form, this is what I'm mad about the Indians about. I just need 1 minute. Is because they're being divisive. They're stealing the Moorish paperwork, taking the name Moor off of it, and putting the Indian tribe off of it, and say you can't be Moor or black. But simply when you look at this form, it says that the race is voluntary. Let me make sure we can see this. Where is my finger right here? There you go. My finger's in the right spot. It says it's voluntary, so you don't have to fill it out. Let me just talk for 1 second. It's voluntary. It says your ethnicity is voluntary because you don't have to sign that, because you can get you a simple passport and it will make you be a non-citizen national. You don't supposed to sign none of that stuff. And I digress.
Okay. I got a question. Well, actually,
Wait a minute. Let him read off
Hold
the
on,
SF 181.
Tyron, hold on. I'm gonna let you rebuttal him, but I think Sister Betty was asking a question. Did you hear Sister Betty?
I just
I just want to
wanted
make sure you ain't got no delay or something.
no, I just want to do a quick share screen and then I'm land my plane and get off of here because I got to go prepare for my show at 3.
I got you, Sister
All
Betty.
I'm saying,
Shut up.
here it is. Now, this is Negro Fort, and this is in the Seminole Indians. And it says Jackson, his former neighbor, became president in 1828, touting his success against Native Americans in a landslide. Now, you know, Native is the hijack word. But anyway, I just want you to see who the Indians are. And as you can see with the feathers right here, this is who the Indians are. A painting depiction of the American attack on Fort Negro. Okay. And these are the Indians. You got the feathers on. Got the feathers on here. I'm just done, and I'm gonna lay my plan there until you understand.
Show that again, cause I wasn't showing your screen. I apologize. Can you please show that again for us?
Let me go back to where y'all are.
My bad, Sister.
I got 2 StreamYards. Okay.
I didn't even know you were screen share. I wasn't even paying no damn attention. I'm on this damn tab. I can barely damn see.
Okay. I think this is it.
Right
here, Fort Negro. And these the Indians.
Are you screen sharing?
Boom,
Hold
right
on,
here.
let me pull it up.
Americans, success against the Americans. Indians. And here you go. You got the feathers all in here. And this is when they attack Fort Negro. Okay.
Did the Indians attack Fort Negro?
No. They said the American, the American attack on Fort Negro. These are Europeans attacking Fort Negro. This is
what did the word Negro mean?
In Spanish or English?
In any language you want to put it in.
Mean dark.
Spanish, and Spanish it means black. Negro means black.
Okay, so who is the people with that fort? Who is the people with that fort?
These are the Negroes, but they're also the Indians, right?
They're the Indians.
See, we don't go against Indian. We do not go against Indian. But now I'm going against y'all. That is not Indians. That belongs to us black, Sister Bethy.
Those are Indians, fool. It's interchangeable.
It's not called Indian fort. It's not called one of y'all $5 forts. It's called Black Man's Fort. It's called Black Man's Fort.
These are Seminole Indians in Florida.
Them are Negroes and blacks, beautiful. They called it Black Fort.
They later hyphenated it as black.
I'm just
Okay.
asking y'all a
All
simple
I'm gonna do
question. Where
is
is Seminole
all I'm gonna
Fort?
I'm gonna
Where
land
is
my
Seminole
plane right
Fort,
there.
y'all?
I'm gonna lay my plan right there. These are Seminole
How
Indians
retarded
on
this
No,
man is.
they're not. Them is
on
black folks,
on
beautiful.
Mute up.
on
Hey,
Yo,
hey,
that's
uh,
hey, hey.
have
Everybody
power
mute their damn mic.
on
Sister Betty trying to close out. Y'all mute up.
um
Thank
on
y'all.
political paper in the United States. That on political paper in the United States, those are Seminole Indians in Florida. And that's what that fight was about. You can look it up. Seminole Indians going in the United States saying that you're black and you think you're going to get reparations in a lawsuit, you're going to lose. Blacks are not identified politically in the U.S. corporation as Aboriginals, American Indians. They're not. It's what our ancestors agreed to be called during the contracting processes. And they agreed to be identified as Seminoles, Cherokees, Creeks, Choctaws, Chickasaws. So if you
But we
walk in
looking at it,
there trying,
but we're looking at it from one perspective though. We're looking at it from now going back. But if you look at it from then going forward, your people was classified as those terms also as black. Now, so I mean, it's still a usurp. Like we can't say these people fraudulently change our identity and our social status without using the things that they changed it to.
right, but the whole purpose of changing and any agreement of our people assimilating into corporation was to the agreement with the US corporation in order for us to become these citizens in the corporation, they had to change and give us false identities so that they can levy taxes on us. Had we come
What I'm saying,
in as
what I'm saying
as
is
Indians,
all of it. I feel like all of it is fraudulent
it is.
identity.
It
All
certainly
of it.
is. Absolutely, it is. But in order for them to impose taxes on us, we had to come in under fake names. And that was the only way we were going to be able to get the rights in the Constitution. Had we come in as
But you
Indians,
gotta
we
understand when blacks was being identified as Indian socially and on records, these benefits wasn't being allowed. Only when the so-called Negro Indian got classified as colored and black is when these benefits started to being allotted.
right because
Aboriginal power. I just want to
that's
ask one
the I
question.
that's the
Like when
identity
she brought up my
that
family and my
now
Hold on,
you
Rook.
genealogy.
were
I'm
Hold
talking
on,
about my
Rook.
you
Hold
fort.
said
on.
that you
Hold on.
wouldn't cut
Hold on.
people off
Hold on, Rook. I got you. I got you, Rook. I'm just
but
chopping
under
up with Betty before she close out.
I'm trying to get you to understand Ab, that politically and on paper, the only way that the corporation was able to accept us in is if we agreed to come in under those fake identities. Because if we had came in as who we were, they would not been able to put post taxes on us. And the queen, this all has to do with the queen shit. If we came in as Indians, they couldn't tax us. But if we come in as Negroes, blacks with these fictitious names, they can impose taxes on us. It was all about taxes when
facts.
we came in. That's the only reason why we have these fake identities, black, Negro, colored. If you go in under the
Indian.
corporation under that identity, you they can tax you. But had we come in as who we truly were, we they would not be able to impose taxes on us because that's what the
I,
Constitution says. And the US Constitution is the supreme law of the land. It would be in contradiction.
yeah, but I felt like they used certain. I felt like they used a certain constitution because a certain constitution leaned with them to be able to wiggle way through. Because there was tons of
The US
constitution.
Constitution.
You had the Muskogee Creek Constitution that was powerful, the Algonquin Constitution, you had the Iroquois Constitution. The reason
Right.
the Iroquois Constitution got used is because a lot of the Iroquois Constitution was allowing whites to identify as Indians and was working with a lot of the European settlers. The
Right.
Iroquois Confederacy conceived the Chief Tammany, and he the one allowed William Penn here.
Right. I agree with you, Ab. We had all those constitutions. And as a people, we were coming from under those constitutions, getting away from our tribal rule to come in under the corporation. So the corporation said, all right, y'all niggas want to come up in here? This who you gonna be.
Right.
Because if we had to come under as a Creek, as a Iroquois, they would not have been able to impose taxes on us. That was the whole problem of us getting in the corporation. We be in there, but they couldn't impose taxes on us.
Inside
So
what corporation?
are there
Inside what
any records of
corporation?
so-called Negro, blacks, or African Americans that's tax exempt as well?
No, no records. No records.
I just want to ask her
Well,
what corporation was she getting involved in.
according to the Narragansett, and according to Raymond Two Hawks, there's people in his tribe that's ethnically Asian, African, and I believe he said, I forget the other ethnic group he said. Then and I don't believe that I believe that they're tax exempt, right?
Not under the Constitution. If you are a citizen under the
They're federally
Constitution,
recognized, right? They're federally recognized tribe, right?
correct.
So that means they would be tax exempt. And these people identify as these particular. So what I'm saying is, man, this is the whole this whole system that we're trying to see, that we saying is fixed it correctly for us, is the same ones who fucked it up for you.
Facts. Facts.
So what I'm saying is, I feel like if you're Aboriginal and Indian, you don't need no fucking white man record to prove it.
Facts.
But yet we still do. And that's why I'm saying, like, we know who our peoples is, we know who our people ain't. Now, whether or not we're African, we know we ain't no fucking African. That's a fact. This ain't even no argument. That's an argument. That ain't even no fucking argument within our conversation. But our people at some point in time identified as Negro, black, and color. And they also identify as Indian. You see what I'm saying? That's all I'm saying. And all these terms that they identify as was never a term that they created and that they originally called themselves.
Right.
That they organically created. That's what I'm saying.
Facts.
That's all I'm saying.
Facts. And
But when she said that they got into the corporation, I'm just wondering, what corporation did y'all Indians get into, Sister Betty?
The United States
The
Corporation
English
of America. The United
So all I'm trying to say is, when y'all, I
And
just want to ask a simple question, because when you say the American so-called black people, the black people came into this American corporation that was Indians. They're the same people that just got reconstructed, and the tax-free is not in the Constitution. The tax-free is before the Constitution. Quit telling people that tax-free Indians is in the Constitution. It's in the preamble. So the information that y'all giving the people,
it is
I just
in
want
the
to get my little
Constitution.
spiel real quick. I want to get my little spiel real quick. That's all. I just want to get my little spiel.
Hold on,
All right,
Ro,
sweetheart, go ahead.
Hold on, Ro. Let me piggyback, because you're right. It is before the Constitution. I don't think she was saying it's not, but that a non-tax Aboriginal was before. I think she was just saying
it's not even law. It's not law. It Stanley says in the preamble it's not law. So that Indian tax-free shit is fake. If you get pulled over as an Indian, you're gonna get hit in the head and go to jail as a nigga. I've been in penitentiary with plenty of Indians.
I've been banned before, and they respected the fact that I was a non-citizen American Indian.
See, when you say non-citizen, that is hold on 1 second, Power. See, you could be black and be a non-citizen national if you let me show the screen, and that's being disingenuous.
What national? What
can I just show? I don't want to cut nobody off.
What is the
She
nationality
said a non-citizen.
What's a black
national? That is not an Indian, beautiful.
What's a black
national? I can show you the black national is people that was doing it in the 1960s. They told you not to be United States. No, that is not. That is not a black national. Why do we have to argue? I was talking.
What's the nation?
Can I please?
Because I ain't gonna be on long. Sister Betty got her shows, and I'm about to
Can you share my screen for 30 seconds? Can you share my screen just for 30 seconds? Because they scared to let a black man talk.
No, I want you to talk. I do.
I want you to read the SF-181, boy.
Hey, hold on, Tyron, please. Hold on.
That's all you do is talk.
I just want
Let me get one at a time.
I
Go
just
ahead,
want to
sister.
ask Root Word one question. Hey, Root Word, are you telling me that Article 1 of the Constitution is not in the Constitution?
I'm telling you that y'all are not Indians. Y'all are non-citizen black nationals. That's what y'all are. All y'all. That's what I'm telling you. Y'all are.
Okay, and
I'm
then
Out of
not no
breath.
black national. I'm
after
American
this,
Indian, baby.
I would want to show. I want to do a
Okay,
share
can I
screen
please
after
talk for
Root Word.
30 seconds, add power, just to show them what they are and show them what they're
After
using
Root
and doing
Word.
what they're
I don't
doing?
need you
Since
to
they're
show
saying
me
we can't be
nothing.
black?
I know who I am. I assert what
Well,
I
no
am.
problem. You said you was a
You don't
non-citizen.
assign. That's the
Look,
problem.
this is
That's how
what
we
a
got into it.
non-citizen is,
We let
beautiful.
other people assign what we
Look,
are instead of
beautiful.
us
This is
asserting
a
ourselves.
non-citizen right here. When you show stuff
Non-citizen
like
American Indian, and my shit was dropped.
no, it says non-citizen national. Look
I
at it.
don't care
It
what that
says
says.
you
I
are
told
either
the
a
court. I
certificate
told the
of
judge. I'm a
citizenship or
non-citizen American
non-citizen.
Indian, and he respected that shit.
See
You
what I'm
assert
saying,
what you
y'all? That
are.
is
You
very
don't let nobody
disrespectful what
define
people
you.
doing. They're telling you you
I
can't
mean,
be
you got
black,
the
but
right
you
to self. Hold on, Root. She has the right to self-identify, and no judge or magistrate will argue against that.
hey, no
Exactly.
disrespect, App Power. Can I talk or not, bro? I'll leave if I can. I just want my 30 seconds to spill because these
No, go
fools
ahead.
That's
up
all you
here.
do is
You got
talk.
60. You got
Yeah,
60
just give me a
seconds. I'll
little
let you
time
get
though,
the
because
floor. You
I'm
got
calling
60
them all
seconds.
out right here. Ain't nary
You got
one of
60
them ever
seconds. Go
since
ahead.
the whole time they've been on YouTube ever said nothing about a non-citizen Indian. Yes, you could be a non-citizen Indian, just like I could be a non-citizen black national. You are correct. So when y'all running y'all sorry ass mouths talking about we can't be black, you're lying, and I'm showing it to you
You
right here.
can.
I digress.
Now, let me show you the SF 181. When you call
Hold
yourself
on,
a fucking black,
Tyron, please, hold on. I want to let her cook. I got Superman in the back. I got my brother Smoke Signal on her. He ain't even got to get it in yet. I want to, and we got the sister April Don on her who just got on. We gotta chill. I got you, Tyron. I'm gonna wrap back around to you. Smoke Signal. You got something you want to say real quick, brother?
Microphone check 1 2 1 2.
You cleared it off.
Yeah, man. This identity crisis seems to be getting further and further apart. Now I just got one simple question: what makes you Indian? What makes you black? What makes you any of this if it exists outside of the bloodline?
It only exists if you sign it on a piece of paper called the SSI that I'm showing right here, and it's voluntary. Who cares if you show black, African American, which I prefer American Indian? I don't care. Anyone you do is voluntary, and that's what they call involuntary servitude or voluntary servitude is when you voluntarily give them your race and ethnicity. Now tell them to refute that.
I don't have any available information to do so at this time. But are you suggesting that the paperwork overrides the bloodline?
I'm saying that we're Aboriginal and Indigenous first, and then that Indian, Black, and Moorish status we need to look into because it's all garbage. I digress.
So do I.
Okay, Ab, I got a quick share screen and then I promise I'm leaving. I had to go to my channel. If you could hit this up.
In
Yep,
laws,
I got you.
stuff as black as saying you're African. That's in the Dred Scott case.
Okay. You got it up, Ab?
Yep, yes, I do.
I don't know
And we're
why
gonna be
it's
getting
not
out of here
showing.
in a second, y'all. I'm gonna let Sister Betty do her thing. I'll rock out later on tonight, you guys. I got some shit I'm gonna cook up on Bap News for
Okay.
y'all.
I don't know if you can see it. I'm still seeing at Root Words share
No,
screen.
that's yours. That's yours on the
Oh, okay.
screen.
So down here in the Constitution, this is not the preamble. This is Article 1, Section 2. All right. And I'm just going to jump down here so for the sake of us having to go. Representatives and direct tax shall be apportioned among the several states, which may be included within the Union, according to their respective numbers, which shall be determined by adding the whole number of free persons, including those bound to service for a term of years, and excluding Indians, not taxed. I'm done. This is the Constitution. It's not in the preamble part. It's Article 1, Section 2. And I land my plane there because I'm now going to go on my show at 3:30. Thanks, Ab.
Boom.
Thank you, Ab Power.
All I can say is when you signed it, like when they came through the 13th and 14th Amendment, they made you go through involuntary servitude, which you can voluntarily sign your ass up as an Indian, you can voluntarily sign your ass up as a Black, African, and when you sign American Indian anyway, that's the same box you sign as an Alaskan Native.
You're conflating.
I ain't cutting nobody off. So the same thing y'all can say about Indian, they're going to give a whole bunch of rights to some Iberian Peninsula motherfuckers. All we could be is Aboriginal and Indigenous.
You gotta go to Article 13. I think that's Article 13.
He's conflating two ideas, so that has something to do with being imprisoned.
I just showed y'all the laws that says you could be a non-citizen national, and the only way to deal with that is through a passport. So all that Moorish fake paperwork, which you change the name Moorish on it and get you an Indian ID, is just as fake as being Black. So we need to quit talking about each other.
Let me let Tyron get his last little bit in, man, because he's been waiting patiently, and I you know what I mean? And yeah, let my brother Tyron get it in. Go ahead, Tyron. You got the floor, gang.
I want that retarded ass to read this shit. Could you pull up my screen?
You say you want who to read this?
I want Root Word to read this shit.
Nigga, you said
he meant to say me.
I'm sorry. I meant to say Root Word. I'm sorry.
He meant to say me at Power.
I want Root Word to read this shit because his ass is mighty retarded on this panel. I want Root Word to read what this SF-181 says, because he keeps saying, "Oh, let's classify as black." Could you pull up my screen?
I'm saying that all y'all Indians don't got no rights to like Black. That's all.
Don't say all y'all Indians. I want all you FBA niggas to look at this shit.
Why don't you read
it? Read. Root Word, read.
One at a time. Hey, Root words. Mute up. Let them get it in, man. They get it in,
says
Root.
American Indian or Alaska Native, a person having origins in any of the original peoples of North and South America, including Central America, and who maintains tribal affiliate. Wait a minute, stop fucking interrupting.
Root words, please let them get it out. Please, brother, mute up. Please.
It says a person of having origins in any of the original peoples of North, South, and Central America who maintains tribal affiliation or community attachment. That ain't got nothing to do with the United States corporation. That's their own government, them governing themselves. But you do not govern yourself under calling yourself a black crayon.
Where are the
now? Wait a minute. I'm not finished, dumbass.
Root words. They don't get 30, 60 more seconds.
Damn,
man. You got Tyron hot, man. He cussing me out and shit. That nigga said, "Bap, your stupid ass read this shit."
I'm sorry, Bap. I'm sorry because of you. I meant Root Word retarded ass. He got my fucking mind all over the place.
Talking about the American Native in there, bro.
Root Word, shut the fuck up.
Shit.
God damn, your retarded ass need to be up in the mental asylum. Shit. Now it's an Asian, a person of having origins.
Hold on, Tyron. Root. Just let him get his 45 seconds out, and you got the flow, gang. No kidding.
Okay, shoot. Now, Asia, it says a person having origins in the original peoples of the Far East, Southeast Asia, or the Indian subcontinent, including, for example, Cambodia, China, India, Japan, Korea, Malaysia, Pakistan, the Philippine Islands, Thailand, and Vietnam. It says Native Hawaiian or other Pacific Islanders persons having origins in any of the original peoples of Hawaii, Guam, Samoa, or other Pacific Islands. White.
Hey, somebody said, hey, the chat is asking, what exactly are you reading from? Just for the viewers' sake.
I'm reading the SF-181, the standard form 181 that you see on your whenever you apply for a job. they'll give you this racial form, and you have to mark X on what you identify as.
Do you have to identify to it? Is it
You do not
voluntarily?
have to identify to what that shit says, or you can mark down other. You don't have to describe what
I
race
asked
you
you,
are,
was it
though.
voluntarily?
You don't have to sign it at all.
Why are you showing us
But
some
why
shit that's
you shut up?
voluntarily?
I'm not fucking finished, nigga, because I'm
You're
getting
never
to
gonna
my
be while you're
point.
scared, nigga.
Nigga,
All right,
I'm
come
not
on. Hey,
scared of shit. I ain't scared of your fucking nappy head ass nigga. What are you talking about, boy?
Tyron, 15 more seconds, bro. We're gonna wrap it
All
up real
right.
quick so I let him get his rebuttal in.
All right, so when it gets to black or African American, it's saying a persons of having origins to black racial groups in Africa. And when it says white, it says persons of having original peoples of Europe, Middle East, and North Africa. So
But
when
that's a
you're
lie.
looking at this form, when you're looking at the form, why is it saying pheomelanin recessive people are the aboriginal or original peoples of every landmass? And when it gets to black people, you're an invasive species, foreign national, and you ain't got
Hey,
no fucking land.
Okay,
hey,
can I just
I'm
answer this just
It's
one quick
telling
gonna let
you
second,
you
Root get
man?
his
from
rebuttal.
sub-Sahara
All right, hold
Africa,
Hold
on,
on,
right?
man.
Tyron.
I'm trying to be some
Hold on,
shit, man.
Tyron. I'm gonna let Root Words get his rebuttal in, then we're gonna wrap this motherfucker up, man. Go ahead, Root, man. You got the flow, man.
All I can say is we
That was
gotta watch
funny
these
as hell.
$5 Indians that was in the hills with the hillbillies, bro. We gotta watch these motherfuckers that's gonna take all black knowledge because he plainly showed a place that showed the 14th Amendment. He plainly showed something that showed involuntary servitude. You don't have to sign that box. All these $5 Indians hate Aboriginals. All these $5 Indians hate blacks. They hate Moors. But she just said that she is a non-citizen national. We cannot be Indians.
And now
We cannot be black. We cannot be Indians. We
Yes, you
cannot be
can.
black.
I have a
All we
Yes, you
rebuttal
can
for
do is
can.
that
look up
shit.
the definitions,
Hey,
just like
hold on.
Rebuttal, because
Mute
you
up,
keep
mute
see
up.
what I'm saying?
acquiring.
See what I'm saying? See what I'm saying? See?
Tyron, let him hold on, Root. Tyron, let him get this shit out, bro. So we can get out of here. I'm gonna let my sister April Dawn close this shit out. She gonna
Just
have the
like
last
April
word.
Dawn said that she is a non-state national. That is not an Indian tribe.
I
That can
said I'm
go.
a non. Don't put words in my mouth. I
I'm
said I'm
not
a
going to cut nobody
non-citizen.
off. I'm
I
not going
said
to
I'm
cut
a
nobody
non-citizen.
off.
He said
See
I
what
got
they
the floor. You
doing?
the one always bumping
See
your
what they
gums. You
doing?
always bumping your
See what
I
gums.
your
got you,
I
ass,
sis.
see
said
what
I'm
your
a
agent ass
Hold
doing?
on, Root.
non-citizen
Hold
American
on.
Indian. Get it
I
right.
got you, sister. I'm gonna let you close out, sis. I'm gonna let you close out.
All
I got
right.
you, sis.
Thanks,
I
AP.
Now
got
I'm just
But what
trying to
I'm
show
you.
y'all that
saying,
you do
but what
not
I'm
sign them
saying,
boxes.
damn, dude, be quiet. All you do
She
is
said
bump
you
your
could
gums
close out.
every
You shut the
panel.
fuck up, woman.
You shut the fuck up,
You
Hold
shut
on,
the
nigga.
Root.
fuck up, woman. I was talking.
Pipe the fuck down. All you do is bump your gums. Talking about
Hold on, y'all. Hold on. Please hold on. Hold on. April, I'm gonna let you close out. But Root, I'm gonna let you finish up with your last 45 seconds, fam. I got you. 45 seconds. Go and wrap this up for him, and then April Don gonna close out immediately after you. Please
Like
unmute your
April
mic.
Dawn said. Like April Dawn said that they all are non-citizens. And I showed y'all the difference between a United States citizen and a non-citizen. Do not sign that American Indian shit. Do not sign that Black African shit. It's voluntary. And if you signed it, you're under the United States jurisdiction. They all are lying to you or don't know what the fuck they're talking about. I digress.
Now, when you said that everybody
hold up.
on here is
God
a black
damn.
national,
First of all, I didn't say that
no,
everybody's a
I said
Tyron,
Rude
non-citizen
Word
national.
hey,
Dumbass said that
I
shit.
said non-citizen American Indian. I asserted myself as a non.
Everybody mute up. It's Sister April Don's time to talk. Everybody mute up. She closing it out. After she done, it's over with. It's it.
Okay, correction, root. I said I'm a non-citizen American Indian. You trying to separate the two? You like the word playing shit like that, and that's some goofy shit. I said non-citizen American Indian. You can be both. That's what it is. The judge respected it. My shit was dropped like some days later. And at the end of the day, you want to define yourself as black. That's in law, you're defining yourself as an African. We're supposed to be trying to get away from being defined as Africans. This isn't a Dred Scott case where they define what a black person is, what a Negro is. In the Ballantyne's dictionary, Negro is identified as African. So you can keep calling yourself Negro, black, all that. You're calling yourself African.
Well,
I'm
they
not
call the
African.
Indians here. They call the Indians here Negro, though. The first time ever contacted with Indians, ever letter talking about Aboriginals here, they called them Negro de Terror.
But they
Hey,
probably,
hey,
but they
Ad
Oh,
Power,
probably,
guess
but
what
they
the
probably
biggest
didn't
place?
mean. They
Hey,
probably
Ad
didn't
Power, guess
mean.
what the biggest place
They
of
probably didn't
democracy is?
mean
hold
Just
what
like
they
on,
would
hold
America.
on,
use
Ro. Hold
nowadays,
on, Ro.
though.
Hold on, Ro. Hold on,
I
Ro.
just want to ask you a question, man.
Hold
Oh
on,
my
Ro. I got you.
God.
Let me chop it up with the sis real quick. I got you, Ro. I got you.
Yeah, they may
Go
have
ahead, sis.
said that. They probably did define us as that, but it didn't mean at that time. I don't think they really thought we were Africans though. But over time, to
No,
start
I
getting
don't think. I think Africans nowadays try to make the term Negro synonymous with Africa, along with the white social construct to try to hide the fact that the original people of this land was called African. But we already got the documents like the Jesuit letters and shit like that. You feel me? Or the Daughters of America, which describes them as Negroes as well, which is where Queen Elizabeth gets her Victorian wear attire from. You see what I'm saying? Which I'm gonna do a build on that, but yeah, that don't none of these terms strictly describe us. And that's what I'm saying. Not Indian, not Negro, not Moor, not Black, not Aboriginal, none of that shit.
Yeah.
The only word that really best describes us, y'all, is the gods. That's it.
But they
Even
ain't
the
gonna.
Bible call us that.
Or
Even
why not
even
just
listen,
call
even the
yourself
Aboriginal.
by
Bible
your
said,
actual
even
indigenous
Aboriginal
names?
power. Can I
even
just say one thing?
ain't none of
Aboriginal power. Can I say one thing? When you fill out a non-citizen, whatever you claim, when you fill out that form and get a certificate for that form, they don't ask you, are you Indian or Black? So you're right, Aboriginal power. They keep trying to cut out the Black people from getting this information, and that's some agent shit. I
Yeah,
digress.
we don't want to stop. We don't want to stop our so-called Black people that's identifying, which majority of your family that you know of don't identify as Indian or Aboriginal. They identify as Black, Negro, and color, maybe even
But
African
a lot of our,
American.
but
So
a
we,
lot of our people that identify as Black, they just go along with it. Like my mom even
yeah,
says,
yeah,
she's like,
yeah. Like I said, we and that's how we did with all this shit. All this shit,
That's
we
because
just
they're
we ain't no fucking
compromised.
we ain't no damn Indians. We just went along with that shit. You know what I'm saying? We ain't no damn colored. We just went along with that shit. You know what I'm saying? We ain't no Negro. We just went along with that shit. And now we're going along with African American to the point where we like, nah, we got to stop this shit. So I understand the confusion, but I understand where my people is and what they identify as. I understand the social construct. I understand the legal definition. I understand the literal definition. You understand me? It's all in confusion. But all these terms are attached to one another, and all of them was applied to you by the foreigner who's trying to lie to you. So it's not ironic that you're arguing over some lies that they done all told us at different time periods. So
Before
with
you
that being
cut
said,
off,
man,
I was
hold on,
about to go in on root
hold on,
word because he
hold
said
on,
some
hold on,
very
hold on, hold
disingenuous.
on, Tyron. Tyron, this the closeout. It's over with. It's the closeout, brother. It's over with. With that being said, shout out to
Hit the
everybody in
like,
the building.
subscribe.
Yeah, man. Yeah, it's over with. Because once you start, he gonna go, and then no, it's over with. Once I get the last word. I'm sorry, y'all. This is how it go. You know what I'm saying? I'll let y'all bang it out, but listen, yeah, we gotta learn how to start, because if we can't get this together with these discussions and these conversations on a small level, how y'all expect people to be able to understand what we're trying to do on a political level? We're going to be around people all the time that doesn't have this same identity, that don't have the same ideology, or that don't identify as the same thing as us. We got to learn how to understand where our people is and work with that within harmony. So practice on your form and your artwork now before you hit the main stage. You understand me? And a lot of you guys are a lot much older than me. You know what I'm saying? Practice on your poise and your decorum, and how you implement yourself. You know what I'm saying? I gotta work on it. We gotta work on it. We all gotta do it. You know what I'm saying? With that being said, shout out to all the American Aborigines. Peace and love to everybody in the building. Make sure y'all be safe, be aware, stay vigilant, stay dangerous. It's your brother Aboriginal Power. We out. Peace.
Suave on the track.
Whatever it takes. The Hellyway.
Coco, this your season right now.
They won't see me. They won't let me care. I gotta sleep with one eye open, tripping, making me nervous. I take a piss, my hand on the strap. I know the odds wanna murder. I got a feeling, deep my stomach, paranoid, yeah. I won't let them, yeah. They won't see me, yeah. I gotta sleep with one eye open, tripping, making me nervous. I take a piss, my hand on the strap. I know the odds wanna murder. I got a feeling, deep my stomach, paranoid, yeah. I can't let them, yeah. They won't see me, yeah. I put attention, all in my blood, all in my veins. They started with perky, now that hair right up his veins. You started with serving, now them drugs drove you insane. Started with dealing, I grew up with killers, they taught me the game. I got some niggas that die behind, and that shit won't never the same. I know some niggas that lie behind, and that bullet had his name. Ain't no reason to cry about, cause that shit won't never change. MTF to 450, my niggas can't get out the game. I gotta sleep with one eye open, tripping, making me nervous. I take a piss, my hand on the stern. I know the odds wanna murder. I got a feeling, deep my stomach, paranoid, yeah. I won't let them, yeah. They won't see me, yeah. I gotta sleep with one eye open, tripping, making me nervous. I take a piss, my hand on the stern. I know the odds wanna murder. I got a feeling, deep my stomach, paranoid, yeah. I can't let them, yeah. They won't see me, yeah.
Lost, see, I gloss too.